Alright, it's going. Camera's not, camera's on your shoulder, not anyone's face.
Ha! Have some of that.
I almost got it. Alright, is that good? Is that gonna work? Alright, is that what I look like?
Double kill.
From a 3/4 low angle, huh? Anyway, hello, and welcome to the very first live stream that Married with Media has ever done. We don't expect this to go well. In fact, Megan is way too gun-shy to even be on camera right now. But she's off screen, I promise she's there. See? Whose hand could that be? I'm playing. It's Megan's hand. Right now, she's, oh, what's the term? I'm gonna say she's our social media specialist. Right now, she's making sure everybody is aware of what we're doing, and is going to give them every little bit of information they need to see us.
Double kill.
Once I'm done putzing around in the training room here on Overwatch, I'll jump into a competitive match. I'll show you just how bad I really am. I think the camera is going to be on my face the whole time, or at least most of the whole time. But Megan's voice will be heard. I will make sure of that. Won't I, sweetie?
Yeah.
Alright, we all set? Does everybody know we're doing this?
Almost. Alright, it's shared on Facebook.
Awesome. Hey, we come across as super nervous. Have you ever been live on Twitch before?
Double kill.
You can let me know how it goes for you. Oh, this is what I look like, by the way. This is what I look like all the time. I'm not just doing this for fun, for the live stream.
Time's up.
Double kill.
Okay, Megan, are you ready to start our discussion?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, hop out of this. I'll get into competitive. So where are the talking points I had last night?
Were they in a notebook?
Yeah.
Then I have no idea.
They were written
Probably
down.
that notebook over there on the kitchen table.
They were written down in a single subject notebook.
Just wing it. You know what you're going to talk about.
Yeah, I think I remember the main highlights, the main points I wanted to get across. We're going to talk about what we think, not exactly what we think is wrong with the video game industry, but
weird nitpicks and trends that gamers complain about.
Yeah, that's probably more in line with what we're going to talk about. The very first thing that comes to mind, especially right now with the release of that indie game Cuphead, is difficulty. You know, like I haven't played it myself yet, but if you've seen anything about this new game Cuphead, it's like an old school, you know, platformer with like a 1930s Disney cartoon art style. And all anybody ever talks about is how hard the game is to play. Which for some reason is one of the first metrics everyone uses to judge the quality of a game on. How hard is it?
Yeah, so Bloodborne and Souls games are great games.
Yeah, the Blood Souls games are the most perfect games ever made.
Because they're hard.
Because they're hard, right?
Mission ain't over yet.
I'm not bitter just because I can't play games like that. I don't.
I am.
I know you are. I don't enjoy games that punish you for trying to play. I don't get any kind of enjoyment out of that whatsoever. But as I've brought up to you before, you know, I'm famous for my wild and crazy theories, right?
Yes.
I think people like hard games. I think adults like hard games because there's still this cultural notion that video games are for children or teenagers at most. And so when a game comes along that's really hard to play, these adults feel validated about their hobby.
Yeah, because
Like,
look, a kid couldn't play
this. A child
this.
couldn't play this game.
I know kids who could.
Yeah? Any of the kids you
No,
see on a regular
no.
basis, could they play Cuphead? Or
Well, I don't know about Cuphead.
Or the Blood Souls games?
No, but there are definitely kids on the internet who can play Blood Souls, and I cannot. And I never will be able to play Blood Souls. You tried to help me.
I see people
It doesn't happen.
get angry when certain games at least have difficulty settings. You know, like if a game comes with a super easy mode or whatever. And some people become enraged by that because I don't know. They're angry at the fact that somebody
Doesn't have to work as hard.
right to play a game. A game.
It's supposed to be fun,
Right, and
not work.
Yeah, it's crazy talk that someone else is allowed to enjoy the game that they paid money for. It's crazy talk that angers you.
Yeah. Because it's there for people like me who can't play games on harder difficulties.
Or
Choose
for
not
children.
to. Because sometimes I choose not to. I could play Dragon Age Inquisition on a high difficulty, but sometimes I just want to play the story.
Now, obviously, I mean, sure, there's the challenge aspect. You can definitely argue, and I think a lot of people would agree, that, you know, a challenging experience is a rewarding experience. You know, like, no one above the age of 4 wants to play Candyland, because it's just pick up the card, move to that color, lather, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, unless you're playing Candyland adult style, and you're half drunk.
Right.
In which case it can be fun again.
You know, when you're above the age of 4, you'd rather play games like, I don't know, War, or Checkers, or something a little more involved.
No one plays checkers.
No one plays checkers. I played checkers in school. Well, I tried to play checkers in school. I never enjoyed it much. You know, at a young age, I thought, this is stupid.
But no, complaining a game is too easy is fair, complaining a game is too hard is fair. But complaining that a game has multiple difficulties is dumb.
Right, and, you know, it's just, you're never gonna please everybody. I mean, it's just obvious, right, that everything is endlessly subjective. It's too hard for some people, it's too easy for others, and vice versa, but I really do think people seek validation. Some people seek validation from hard video games. It makes them feel like they don't have a child's hobby.
Which they don't. Video game is not for children. I mean, there are some.
I mean, yeah, some. I mean, and there are, you know, there are parents who buy their 10-year-old kid or younger games like the newest Grand Theft Auto or whatever, but I mean, yeah, some games are definitely not for children. I can't remember. Some organization collected data, and the average age of a gamer, at least in the United States anyway, is like 30, 35 years old, something like that.
Which still surprises me. I mean, I knew it wasn't 12.
You think that sounds too old?
Yeah, I knew it wasn't like 12, but I didn't think it'd be that high.
Well, I think it makes sense. You know, you've got 30, 35 years old. Where the kids are out with their friends, where the kids are asleep, you got some time, and pick up a game like Overwatch.
Yeah. Overwatch is a game you could pick up and just play. But so many games are so story-driven that it'd be hard to sit down and just play it.
Yeah, I read all the time from video game news sites, I guess you'd call them, about people who are like, yeah, this game is loads of fun, but I just don't have that much free time anymore to sit down and play a game like The Witcher 3 or Breath of the Wild or something that, you know, advertises that takes 100, 200 hours or so to play fully. And in that instance, you could just play as, you know, as much or as little as you want until the next game comes out. But now I think games like Overwatch, like Call of Duty and Battlefield and Star Wars Battlefront, they're really popular among, yeah, the 30 and older crowd because, well, there's nothing, you can just play a couple matches and then that's it. You don't have to slog through a story for 200 hours.
No, and that's, you know, the one of the big disadvantages with those massive open world games. The story takes so long to finish. But yeah, if you want to just pick up and play every so often, you're never going to get to the end of the story.
No.
I've been experiencing that lately with, like, Horizon Zero Dawn. Got really into it, but then started working full-time, and now I don't have as much time to sit down and play such a story-heavy game.
Right, but that I think is fun, because I bought that game for us months ago. Not when it came out, but still, several months ago. And you came so close to finishing it. I think you're only like just a few main story missions away.
But a lot of game away. And that's the thing with open world games. There's so much game that you have to play to progress in the story because of leveling. Securing the objective.
I think I just sort of half forgot I was playing as Zarya this whole time. You're really only half paying attention to the game, which is sometimes when I do my best.
Yeah, like my pro style playing of Junkrat last night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, difficulty is a big, and I think we're also starting to hit on, well, you know, like George Carlin before me, I don't have pet peeves, I have psychotic hatreds. And one of my psychotic hatreds is the word content. It's just content, and a big old industry buzzword.
Yes, it means nothing. Because content literally means what's in the game.
Yeah.
What's there.
We promise our game has 200 hours of content. Well, okay.
But is it fun?
Yeah, but is it 200 hours of fun, or is it just 200 hours of stuff to do? There's a big difference. And that's another thing. In addition to a video game, in addition to the worth of a video game being tied to its difficulty, the worth of a video game is also tied to how much content it has. Now, I think on the surface, this sounds like it would make more sense than difficulty. Because, well, no one wants to feel like they've wasted their money, right? Everybody's always chasing a good value, no matter what it is. No matter if it's coupons for peanut butter, or a yard sale, or somebody on eBay who doesn't realize what they have and they're giving away a rare G.I. Joe for $10, and everybody wants to get a good value. But with video games, I think it's actually really reductive and harmful to think of them in terms of value. Because you can very easily just assume that a game that has a lot to do is a good value. Especially if you're one of those gamers who doesn't have as much free time as someone younger or someone with just a different job or whatever. What would it have been? Last summer, 2 summers ago, we had the GameFly subscription.
Yeah, that was great.
And one of the many games I got through GameFly was the new Mad Max game, which arguably had quite a lot of content, but it was all very repetitive. Sure, you had a big, large, open world to run around in, but there was really only 3 or 4 completely different things to do in that open world. It got very repetitive very fast. And that was one of the few games we got from Game Pass that I didn't finish, that I sent back.
Other than Batman, just because
All right.
the Riddler.
Yeah, I
puzzles.
technically finished. What was that one? Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
I technically finished it, but
Makes perfect.
oh, it made me so mad when I found out that to unlock the final, like the true ending cutscene, you had to complete the game 100%, which involved finding like 200 Riddler trophies hidden throughout the game.
No thanks.
Yeah, and I said no, I'm not doing that. So I just looked up the true ending cutscene on YouTube, and it wouldn't have been worth it. It wouldn't have been worth it to earn it. And that's what people call padding. Is
All those extra things that really don't make it more fun.
I just think a lot of people are, I don't know, it's like, I think all video games are like any other medium. They should be as concise as possible. If a game only needs to be 10 hours or less, don't make it 20.
No, leave it at 10. I'd rather have 10 great hours than 20 meh hours.
Okay, you see there's 2 people left.
Oh, well, that's good.
Alright, so I'm gonna make the most of this. I'm gonna play as Doomfist, because I'm a pro Doomfist.
And by pro, you mean...
Professional. Alright, 4 people left. Alright, I'm gonna do this single-handedly. Get it? Because Doom...
Fist.
He's got 2 hands.
He does have 2 hands.
But the one hand is better than the other.
Yeah. By a lot.
There's a joke. If you have a robot hand, one hand's for loving the lady, the other for protecting. Something like that.
Never heard that before.
Oh, it's, his name's Dan Cummings, or Cummins, something like that. I saw him a long time ago on Comedy Central on one of those 30-minute stand-up specials they have. And he made a Star Wars joke, you know, about Luke Skywalker's robot hand. And all I remember really is that he said, if they're giving away robot hands, guess who's cutting his off tonight? Yeah, this guy, which, yeah, I agree. But, what were we talking about? Content.
Content, yeah. And how it's meaningless. Well, the term.
The term,
Content is not meaningless.
No, right? I mean, I don't think Hollywood has even stooped so far that low as to promote their new Avengers movies as having content in them. That would be hilarious, though. But no, what was that? 2 summers ago, you bought me The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. As, well, you got it for me as a gift for making the Dean's List, right?
Yeah.
And The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is definitely a game that has a whole lot of content, but it also has a whole lot of fun.
Yes. I mean, is there stuff in there that's not so great to play? Sure.
Sure, but the thing is, they found a way to make it fun because, well, mostly because of what kind of player character you have, Geralt or Rivia. Is great. One of the padding missions, it's arguably just padding, is there's an old woman who wants you to go into her cabin and get her frying pan.
Yes. It's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
Simple. But hilarious. But yeah, that's one thing, you know, I talk about Dragon Age Inquisition a lot.
There's padding in Inquisition.
But there's definitely padding in Inquisition. There's a lot, like the Ocularium we were talking about. The Ocularum, however you say it. Very, very boring side quest extra thingy to do. Not worth the time and energy.
No, there's, okay, so Dragon Age Inquisition is one of those games that doesn't have, like, it doesn't have an overworld map. It has map sections that you can go to. And the particular side quest you're referring to is, yeah, there's, I don't even know, 100 at least or more of these little glowing turquoise shards scattered around every map section. And if you find all of them, you can unlock this place in the desert that just got like treasure in it.
Yeah, and it's like if you find so many, I think you open certain areas. Like there's certain couple different levels.
Until you open the last one, which is supposed to have
amazing equipment in there.
Yeah, some Boss Johnson treasure, but not really.
No, not compared to some of the other stuff you can find. Because I've played it, we decided 3 times all the way through.
Yeah.
And I've never done the Ocularum stuff. And I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything.
Well, see, that's one of the issues that open world games run into by default. Just by their very nature, they have a tendency to be quite uneven and unbalanced. Because the development team has no way of knowing what you're going to do when. They have no way of knowing what you're going to have when. You could spend all this time finding all these collectibles that let you get what the game is promising to be an awesome sword or armor set or whatever. But by the time you get it, you could already have found things that are better.
Yeah.
And you just wasted your time.
Absolutely. And I think this leads to one of our other thoughts about the complaint about games that are linear.
Yeah, linear has become a dirty word in the video game industry in the past, I don't know, let's say 100 years. I don't know. What do you say, 5 to 10 years, something like that.
Yeah, I think, the more recently, it's become even more of a problem. Games that are linear are just a big no-no now.
Yeah, everybody wants everything to be open world. Or at the very least, like, open world-ish. To where they have, like, a hub world, or just different maps, or something. Some kind of means of exploration.
Yeah.
And I get that. Freedom in games is a great thing. You like to be able to do whatever you want.
Tomb Raider, right? Semi-open world style game.
Tomb Raider, the most recent ones are actually done in a way that I like, in which, sure, you have like so many different little maps that you run around and you collect new tools and new weapons, and then you revisit all these old locations, because like your first time around you see there's something blocked off, like you need explosives or a better gun or some kind of tool, and you know, okay, I'll come back here later with something new, and I'll be able to go through there, and there'll be something neat in there. I like games that are designed like that. Many years ago, I had a game on my computer called Pitfall: The Lost Expedition. It was pretty much a Tomb Raider / Indiana Jones game, and it was done just like that. You just ran around the jungle looking for things, and you came back to new locations all the time to get treasures and new items. Literally looking back on it, for a game as old as it was really big. And did have a lot to do, and I'm definitely, I'm being paid to promote it. I'm being paid to promote a 15-year-old game, however old it is.
That's kind of similar in Dragon Age. There's 3 games: Dragon Age 1, 2, and 3. 3 being Inquisition. Well, Dragon Age 2 so far is my favorite, and it's not completely open world. Not exactly. It's kind of open world-ish, but not entirely open world. And as a result, it doesn't have so much of the fluff that the Dragon Age Inquisition had. It's a lot less extra.
I saw that coming. I saw it looked like you around, and I guess part of me was just slightly hopeful to kill somebody else.
After this match, give me the controller.
Alright. Does that mean
I'll show off my even more mediocre Overwatch skills.
Does that mean your face gets to be on camera?
No, it can still be your face, but it'll be my gameplay.
Well, how much sense does that make for it to be all just my face?
I don't want to face my computer yet.
Yeah, but I get tired of looking at my own face sometimes, so surely anybody watching has to get tired of looking at just my face.
Let's see, what else? What
Suicide.
other? Linearity. Yeah, linearity.
Okay, so it's just...
No, it can be a good thing.
But it's just by the very nature of an open world game, it's just really hard for a development team to fill that world. Well, A, fill it with stuff, and B, fill it with stuff that's fun to do.
Yeah.
Some studios are better at it than others. You know me, I'm very unoriginal. I love to harp on Ubisoft, just like everybody else does. Ubisoft doesn't do open world very well, usually.
No. Now, the new Assassin's Creed game looks promising.
It does, actually. It's the first Assassin's Creed game I've been interested in since AC3. And that was, Christ, back in 2010. And
Yeah, long time ago.
Since 2010, Ubisoft has put out approximately 30 more Assassin's Creed games.
Some of which didn't even know existed until you learned that they were a thing. Like the one that they gave away for the PlayStation Plus subscription.
Oh,
What was it, 2 months ago or something like that? I don't remember what it was called.
yeah, something like, I think it was Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag Part 2, something, I don't know. Something like, it was like, I don't want to say it was a Black Flag DLC, but it was something like that. But no, Megan, what makes a good open world game?
A good open world game is such a hard question. It has interesting characters because you spend a lot of time with the characters. You know, The Witcher 3, Geralt is incredibly interesting as a character until you get, he does kind of get annoying occasionally with just his random dialogue, like, wind's howling.
That's my favorite thing.
It gets a little annoying sometimes, but his character is interesting.
That's my favorite thing, that Geralt always feels compelled to comment on the wind.
An open world game, a good open world game also has a good story underlying all the extra. Something to make you want to work for it. Because you have to kind of grind sometimes, it feels like, to get to that next interesting story development. World can't be too big.
Or else it's daunting.
Yes, it feels impossible to conquer. I don't know, what else do you think?
Well, the whole point of having an open world map is for the player to explore. And so the player needs to have an incentive to explore. You have to want to go check out what's over there. And the best way to do that is to make it, at least one of the best ways, I think, is to make sure the player doesn't know what's over there. This is something that Ubisoft repeatedly does wrong.
With the Eagle plot point things.
Yeah, and the radio towers and like Far Cry and Watch Dogs. Is that as soon as you activate one of these towers, sure, parts of your map fill in like you would expect from any open world game, but you're immediately shown where all the interesting stuff is, so you know where not to go.
Yeah, that's The Witcher. You could buy maps.
Sure, for the Skellige Isles. But even if you bought maps, all it ever showed was question marks.
Yeah, it just showed you.
You had
the
no
basics.
idea what those question marks were.
Not until you got close. Once you got close to the area, you'd pop up and you'd be able to tell what exactly that question mark was.
And sure, that might sound like CD Projekt Red showing the player where the interesting stuff is. But something The Witcher managed to do that not a lot of the open world games do is that Geralt can just stumble across quests. I call them the exclamation mark quests, because that's exactly how they appear on your map.
Yeah, the random quests that you wouldn't know are present unless you walk by the spot where the quest begins.
Mm-hmm.
You would just be walking along, minding your own business, and a little yellow exclamation mark would pop up. And you would run over and there'd be some sort of little side quest.
Also, for anybody watching, we're aware that the audio and video quality is probably not the best, probably not what a lot of you might be used to someone on Twitch. We are using a lowly PS4 camera and its built-in microphone. We have it about as close as we can manage. If the audio levels aren't good, we could maybe do something about that. If my voice voice is too quiet, if Megan's voice is too loud, or whatever.
Find a more balanced place to put it, because I am, I guess, a little bit closer. But all the microphones are facing you.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how they work. I'm not sure what they're what's that called for microphones? Their polarization, the directions from which they pick up sound. So I'm not sure how the PlayStation 4 camera. We have every intention of getting a better camera in the very near future. Not a better camera. Well, a better camera too. We have every intention of getting a better microphone in the very near future.
Yes, which will be awesome once we have that. We'll really get into, be able to get into more videos, more than just Twitch streaming.
Oh yeah, we've got ideas for all kinds of stuff. Movie reviews, silly little sketches.
Just opinion pieces on gaming, television, movies.
We want to figure out how video essays are made.
Do some fun video essays.
I've got ideas for some.
I've got a couple ideas. A couple ideas for some video series. Some Battle of the Spouses.
Battle of the Spouses. I also still like the title. Marital Spout.
I don't quit till the fight's done.
See, was there anything else on that list that you wanted to talk about? Modern trends. I mean, you could talk about DLC stuff. I mean, that we could have a whole another conversation about all to itself.
Yeah, and everybody's already had extensive discussions on DLC and expansion packs. I don't know, all I can think to really say is that more game is not a bad thing. I mean, very few things are intrinsically bad. But it often comes across these days like just really insignificant stuff, or even things that probably should have been in the base game, like 2015's Battlefront.
Yeah.
Did DLC really, really wrong?
Or, pre-order bonuses. Here, start the game with a little bit of an easier start because you bought it before the game was in existence.
Yeah, and sure. I was gonna write a little thing about this. Pre-order bonuses are usually pretty insignificant things. Like, they're cosmetics, or sometimes, you know, they're weapons that other people won't have right away, or sometimes pre-order bonuses include extra side missions, or whatever. Generally, in the grand scheme of the whole game, pretty insignificant. But it's still really bad that this is done, because it has to be done so that you feel like you'll have a less complete version of the game than someone who decided to take a chance on a product that wouldn't be out for another 6 months to a year, or however early you bought the game in advance.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to pre-order a game because you love the series or whatever. Like, pre-ordering Persona 5 because you love the Persona games.
Right.
That's one thing.
We know someone who did that.
We do. It's a whole nother thing, though, to pre-order, like, a new video game.
IP, they
That's
call
what they're
it.
for.
And they always call video games IP.
Yeah, pre-ordering a new IP that you have no idea anything about. Or even something like Battlefront 2. You know, pre-ordering it and getting these bonuses. You know, you're perfectly aware that Battlefront, the first Battlefront, 2015, 2014? 2015.
Remember, because it came out a month before The Force Awakens.
That's right.
That was part of its big marketing push.
Anyway, you know, everyone knows that it's not very good. So why would you pre-order the second one so far in advance?
Well, because the second one looks like EA hasn't ruined it yet.
It looks better, but I don't know, the same reason you wouldn't...
Deployment.
You know, why would you pre-order Syndicate after Unity?
But people do, and people always will. And where does the term pre-order come from? Where was the first video game studio to call it that? Because you can't pre-order anything. I mean, just take a look at how the English language works, and the prefix pre means to be done beforehand. To pre-order something would mean to order it before you order it. And you can't do that. You're just ordering it. I don't know. I've just never understood the term. I don't like anything that abuses the English language.
No, you are, you're a lover of language, but a lover of proper language.
I am. Now, I'm not exactly what linguists call a...
Grammar nut?
Well, the correct term is prescriptivist. A prescriptivist is someone who has set ideas on how language should and always be.
No, you have your own unique ideas for a language.
Yes. I am... tried to revise English spelling before. Hasn't worked too well. Is the cat in front of the camera?
Almost. Your tails.
We got a kitty cat. Hi, kitty cat. Anyone who's ever had a kitty cat knows that it's really hard to do anything with a kitty cat around.
Especially one that is insanely curious and likes to knock things off tables.
In case anyone cares, her name's Sansa.
Because I love Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Megan's a big Game of Thrones fan.
And she's my cat.
Yeah. Not that I'm not a big Game of Thrones fan, but...
I'm a bigger one.
yeah, Megan definitely loves it more than I do.
I have a massive poster.
Yeah, what is it, 50...
39 inches by 55 inches.
Yeah, it's pretty big. I had no idea how big it was when I bought it. I think it just... I'm sure it said, but I just remember the Amazon listing just saying big.
Yeah, I'm sure that's... Select your size. Big.
Big. I thought Megan will have a big Game of Thrones poster.
And I did. And I do.
And when it got here, I wasn't sure we had anywhere to put it.
No, we managed to find enough wall space, though. And that's a miracle.
You want to play now?
Yeah.
Do you want to... Can I... What? No.
No, I would stay on yours.
I want to say, yeah. Here.
Don't play, I won't play competitively, though.
No, you're going to do...
I'll pop in the arcade and play some Mystery Heroes.
Mystery Heroes.
Show off my flexibility. My ability to play as all the characters ever.
Yeah, by all of them you mean...
About 5.
Torbjorn, Junkrat, May.
Yeah, which I'm an amazing Junkrat now. Don't forget Soldier.
Yeah.
And Marissa and Diva.
Yes, you are pretty good at all those. My roster is much more limited.
But I'm only pretty good at mine. Other than Junkrat, who I discovered I'm amazing at now with his update. Unless I'm not anymore. Because that happens.
I don't think I've had updates affect me much, because I don't play as a lot of heroes, and the heroes I do play as seldom get updates.
Yeah, like Soldier. Soldier doesn't get any updates.
Or, Zarya. Have they ever changed Zarya?
No, you know, they probably haven't. I mean, they might have changed some minor tweaky type items.
Hi, kitty cat.
Not anything major.
This will protect us.
So I have no idea how I did during any of the matches I played. I don't know how many I played. I don't know how many I won, how many I lost. I have no idea.
I don't either, because I was not entirely paying attention to what you were doing. Stay still, Junkrat. I'm not good enough as Anna to hit a moving target.
I only half care because of how many matches I've lost this competitive season combined with how many I've rage quit early. My competitive rating has dropped a lot, and I don't care anymore. Alright, you got a kitty cat tail in front of the camera. think she found something to play with.
Oh, she's gonna get into potpourri again.
Yeah.
Because apparently cats love potpourri.
Is that even down? Is that real potpourri? Is there such thing as fake potpourri?
I don't know. What is potpourri?
Yeah. No, I'll reach. Off the camera.
She's... Oh man, I got 2 Zargas. Oh man, I'm dead.
We apologize sincerely for the cat. Oh no!
Oh no, now I'm going to be on camera.
That's what Megan looks like. Apparently she's pretty ashamed of it.
Stay. There we go. Oh boy, Bastion. I don't know, any other thoughts where the cat pulls the PlayStation camera completely off? About modern video game trends? I know we missed something. I can't figure out what it is.
Well, I don't know what we talked about.
Linearity,
Difficulty,
content.
Content, map sizes.
We didn't talk about, well, we talked a little bit about map sizes.
We could hit on art style.
Yes, that was the other one. Everything has to be super realistic and pretty. Or it's not good.
But no, well, I'm telling you that that belief is going away because of how popular indie games are getting. Really, so long as something... I don't like to have a lot of expectations for anything.
No.
But so long as a modern game is in high definition, even 720p high definition, I don't really care what it looks like aside from that.
See, I'm big into good graphics. I have a hard time really getting in and connecting to a game that doesn't have the good graphics. You know, Stardew Valley, the game right up my alley, right in my wheelhouse, but...
Looks like we got a special guest star.
And he doesn't know he's a special guest star.
Hello, Aaron.
We're Twitch streaming.
And you're a special guest star.
So is Sansa, because she decided to sit in front of the camera.
Uh-huh.
But no, what were we saying?
Art style.
Oh yeah, art style. I'm big into good graphics, but Stardew Valley, game up my alley, because I love, you know, farming simulation type games. So, you know, Seth heard about it and told me I should check it out. And at first I was turned off by the graphics. But then I actually played the game and tried to get into it, and, you know, I can get past it.
Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, the game can look photorealistic like Uncharted 4. It can look like a Pixar movie like Overwatch does.
It can be pixelated, kind of like Stardew Valley isn't quite pixelated.
Pixelated like Stardew Valley. It can be old polygonal 3D like Knights of the Old Republic. I don't care what that game looks like, really.
Now, as long as it's intentional and like not just as a measure to save money, unless you're an indie game in which you're allowed to just do it to save money. But if it's an intentional thing and if it adds to the game in some way, like the art style of the Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Telltale games. That's what they call it. That's what it's called. Their art style kind of adds to the magic.
Right, because it makes it look like a graphic novel. It makes it look like it adds to the interactive story
Feeling.
Some people would hesitate to call what Telltale makes video games.
But it is.
Yeah, I'm also very, very loose with what I'm willing to call. So long as there is an objective and you can fail at that objective, then I'm pretty sure it's technically a game.
Yeah. Although, I mean, it's hard to. You don't ever really fail a Telltale game. You only temporarily have to redo a level.
Yes, you have to redo. Do it again. Some games are called Hope You Like That Part because you're gonna do it a lot.
Knack. Knack is called Hope You Like That Part because you're gonna do it a lot.
Knack is a game that belongs in the trash.
Knack is a game that belongs in the trash.
And even though I haven't played it, I'm sure Knack 2 also belongs in the trash.
I beat Knack, and that was a thing I did.
I couldn't. I could not bring myself to finish Knack. I had no interest whatsoever. Our pal Craig, he finished Knack.
On the higher difficulty.
Yeah, on the highest difficulty, he forced himself to finish Knack. And, well, God bless his determination. That's all I can have. That's all I have to say.
For sure.
Who's gonna go up against Winston as Widowmaker?
I'm not a good Widowmaker, so I was
Keep
just...
shooting Winston
Just a
in the
suicide
face.
mission. It was a suicide mission. I'm not very good as Widowmaker, and I didn't want to stay as her. Oh, good. Someone else I'm not good at.
Symmetra is perfect for a map like this. Especially on
I was
Mystery
gonna say,
Field.
only if you're on the defense.
Is there a defense, though?
Well-
Is there an offense and defense on...
It's just short-lived.
what do people call these modes? King of the Hill? Something like that.
Not half bad.
Aligning defense system.
I think we also wanted to talk about realism.
It's kind of a related topic.
I know there's a lot of people who think that like video games need to be realistic, and I don't get that much at all. I play video games because I'm sick of reality.
Yeah, you want to escape it. So, yeah, games that aren't super realistic in whatever way, whether it's because there's magic or because, you know, it's animated, like Overwatch. I'm in.
Now I remember one time you had the theory that it's because a lot of games go for photorealistic graphics that the expectation of realism comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
Because movies, or no, like they look more like movies now.
Yeah.
And obviously you want realism from the movies.
And it's, you know, movies and video games serve similar purposes, similar functions.
Do they?
Yeah. Entertainment. It's all about entertainment.
Well, not all movies are for entertainment.
Hey, I somehow ended up with, being up for love.
But I would say all video games are for entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, there are movies that are more to make you think kind of movies.
Mm-hmm.
But even still, they are trying to entertain you on some level.
That term's cinematic.
Yeah.
Video games, as another industry meaningless buzzword, cinematic.
And unless you're talking about the little clips between, like, cutscenes.
Cutscenes.
Those are cinematics.
Yeah, but see, like, cinematic means anything. Now they obviously use it to mean
It's like a movie.
movie-like, right? But like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and Star Wars and Moulin Rouge and Monty Python and the Holy Grail are all movies. And they're all completely different movies. Any one of them could be described as cinematic.
Indeed.
So, which one is your game like? Is your game like Star Wars, Moulin Rouge, Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
None of the above.
And as talented as a lot of studios are at making video games, none of them is good at making cinematic games, right? I mean, not to put them down too much, but they're not in Hollywood for a reason.
Yeah. Sure.
Like, even the best made cinematic video games with the best written stories are still not that great compared to movies. Take The Last of Us, for example.
Great game. Great story.
But, like, almost all of the the situations. Almost all of the cutscenes, the cinematics, The Last of Us, are shot
Blandly.
like Woody Allen directed them or something. Only Woody Allen. And even as great as the story of The Last of Us, it's a great video game story, but it's really just zombies.
Yeah. There's a classic trope that's been done to death.
And I never go into a video game expecting to be wowed by the story. I don't have expectations of that to any degree.
No, not for the story to be groundbreaking or anything like that. No. Plenty of stories are good.
Even one of my favorite games that I'll reference 1,000,001 times on this channel, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, the story of that game is not terrific. It's really just
Rescue my daughter.
and it's really a the whole world is in danger story.
Yeah. Gotta save the world from impending doom.
Yeah.
And rescue my daughter.
Yeah, it's got the same stakes as every superhero movie. But an open world game, I think, like The Witcher 3, can really get away with not having a great story because you can tell the story in the environment.
Yeah.
Come on, let's bring it together.
And you can, I don't know, there's so much, it's more than just the story. Video games, you gotta care about how it plays.
Right.
And, if it's immersive.
Immersive is something else of a word that's thrown around a lot. What's it mean to you if a game is immersive?
I get sucked in for 5 hours, and I look at the time, and it's midnight, and I have to be at work in the morning.
And you don't even feel like 5 hours has passed. What do you think are the best ways to make a game immersive?
Characters are key, I think. A good character can make a game with a not-so-great story interesting and immersive.
Imagination is the essence of discovery.
It can make the game worth playing for 5 hours. On the other side, if the characters aren't great, it's got to have an awesome story to get me sucked in. The world is also a big part of it. For me, like I told you, I'm super into the kind of fantasy RPG kind of things. So the story's got to have an interesting, well-developed world. A world full of characters and stories and a history. And that's part of why I love Game of Thrones so much. It's a fully established and developed world. It's not just an isolated story.
Right, yeah. When you're watching Game of Thrones, you immediately get the sense that Westeros existed before the first episode began. And, I guess depending on how Season 8 ends, Westeros will continue to exist long after the very last credits screen.
And it feels like the world, the world exists. Like the world...
Yeah, exactly.
In whatever form it is.
The world of The Witcher 3 feels like a real world.
It's got rules, and it's got, things that typically happen, expectations.
I just want to play it again. I started to play it on a New Game Plus mode a couple nights ago. And then I really thought about
Whether you wanted to play it again?
I really thought about what another playthrough of The Witcher 3 would entail. And I thought, I really love this game, but
Nah.
do I want to spend another 165 hours doing this again?
I'll just do like I do in speedrun. How I play Dragon Age Inquisition now.
But it's just, I have such a hard time doing that because I love the world so much. I just want to walk through all the little villages. I want to hear all the funny things the peasants have to say. I want to run over to the riverside and kill all the drowners. I want to sit and listen to every conversation. I don't want to just press square to skip through it all because I love everything everyone says.
Everything in its place.
I don't think there is a bland line anywhere to be found in the game.
Hey, I actually managed to help get him. They have too many.
And the first super interesting character you find is the Bloody Baron. Remember the Bloody Baron?
Oh
Megan?
yeah, you can't forget the Bloody Baron.
No, you can't forget King Robert Baratheon.
You can forget him. He's more forgettable than the Bloody Baron.
Everything.
But no, the Bloody Baron is one of the first really interesting characters.
And there's a great morality there with
Oh yeah.
decisions with consequences that really matter. A lot of games struggle to do a morality system or effects for consequences. The Witcher 3 really pulls it off because sometimes you see the effects of your actions immediately, and sometimes you won't see the effects of your actions for hours. With the Bloody Baron, with the two ways you have to end that storyline. You can either end it happy or sad, and you have no way of knowing.
When you first play, unless you look it up.
Yeah, unless you look at it. The first time you play, you have no way of knowing if you're going to get the happy or sad ending to that story. Because it's not obvious at all. Another one of my favorite games of all time, KOTOR.
Yes,
the older
KOTOR. Surprise ending.
Surprise ending, but that game, I guess you could chalk it up to its age, but that game still has a really black and white morality system.
Yes.
You know right away if what you did
was a good thing.
Was dark side or light side. You know right away.
Yeah.
It's very black and white.
Yeah, no shades of gray there.
No, not any to be found. Even I was gonna say even in Horizon Zero Dawn, but Horizon Zero Dawn doesn't even have a morality system.
No, other than Aloy making fun of religion.
Yeah, yeah. Other than Aloy making fun of people for being religious, there's not a whole lot you can do to make her a bad person.
No. Kind of not related to morality, but related to good immersive games. Dragon Age Inquisition, I find immersive because of how much fun the game is to play, how interesting the world is, because there is something that already exists before. The world is very well realized, and I love the characters. The ending is fantastic.
Oh, what'd I get?
A Widowmaker emote.
Oh boy, I've been dying for that.
I know, right? And look at all these beautiful sprays.
Yeah, I love these spray boxes. Sure you don't want the camera on you?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
The camera's been on my face for 59 minutes, Megan.
I know, we've had 3 people. Probably 3 people the whole time. We had a 4th person briefly.
We had a 5th too, I saw.
Oh, that's pretty cool. They must have popped in, saw your face, and said, nah.
Well, see, that's... I tell you, they've been looking at my mug for an hour, and all because you're too scared.
Yeah.
How do you expect to have a YouTube channel and not like having your face on camera?
Well, you know, I didn't know we were gonna do this like tonight, or I would have
Yes,
put
you
makeup.
did.
Well, not really.
I told you last night
That you wanted to.
that when the camera got here, we were gonna
Yeah.
do Overwatch.
But then you were like, let's do this right now. I'm like, but I'm still wearing my work clothes.
Well, you could have taken a minute
To do all my makeup and everything?
to put your face on. Well, you just, I don't really know. Just a quick once over or whatever, whatever the quick once over equivalent is with makeup. If any of you three people know what the quick once over equivalent with makeup is, please let me know in the comments. And please let Megan know too. I'm sure she'd love to know how she can do makeup faster.
Hey, I'm fast compared to other girls.
There's not a thing she won't play with.
No.
She had a medicine bottle cap earlier today.
Where'd you find that?
I don't know. Where'd that motorcycle toy come from?
I don't know. Yeah, we've been doing this for an hour.
It's gonna take a long ass time for this to upload to YouTube.
Yeah, that's okay. It was a good hour.
Do you think we've made our case? Do you think we've said everything we have to say for now?
In a very rambling way, yes.
Enjoy our ramblings and mediocre skills.
You know what? That is exactly what they got if they watched. Rambling and very mediocre skills. But you know what? We leveled up. Well, you leveled up.
Yes,
Next time we'll Twitch stream from my account.
Yeah, we'll level you up.
Yeah, but we won't show the world my competitive rating.
Now, are you ashamed?
I am, and I'm also angry about it.
What is it, like 1450 or something?
Lower than 1450.
Lower
but
than
yeah.
1450?
I think it's 1420 now because Blizzard hates me.
Blizzard hates you.
Personally.
I think Blizzard hates me too. I think Jeff Kaplan can hear all the things I say about him.
All the things you say about his characters.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I guess that's a good point to call it a night. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us through our hour of rambling and mediocre skills.
Yeah, all three of you people, seriously, you're the best.
Hopefully you found at least some of our jokes funny. I mean, we didn't really make any jokes.
No, I don't have jokes.
We just have funny thoughts.
Yeah. Well, they're not always funny. Okay, most of the time they're not funny.
Unless you get our sense of humor, in
Right.
which case they're hilarious.
But we can't really expect anybody to get our sense of humor.
But I hope you enjoyed something, and stay tuned. Go to Facebook if you haven't checked us out already. We have a Facebook page called Married with Media. We also have a YouTube page called Married with Media. And we have a blog that is just starting to get rolling that you can go check out at marriedwithmedia.com. Yeah, we went all out and actually bought a web address.
Our YouTube channel is bare right now. This is the first video that we up there. We don't even have any banner art, but we have banner art being designed for us. That's coming very soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. No guarantee there, I guess. Tell everyone you've ever met about us.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Unless you don't think we're funny.
Or
In which case, I'm sorry.
Actually, no, even if you don't think we're funny, tell everyone you have ever met about us.
Yeah, spread the word. We'll do this probably pretty regularly until we get a real camera mic setup going.
Yeah, we promise the video quality and audio quality will not always be this bad.
No. Eventually we're also looking to do just voiceover videos, not, videos where you're not seeing our face, especially for, some of our more essay style videos. It'd be kind of boring to just sit and watch us. That's how those words go.
And it won't always be Overwatch.
No, we got other games. Why shouldn't we?
Yeah, we have other ones.
You can show off some Hellblade.
Yeah, I'll play Hellblade. I'll play The Witcher. I'll play,
Play Crash Bandicoot for funsies.
Yeah, I'll play Crash Bandicoot. Why not?
We do have a limited PlayStation selection, probably compared to most people. As we buy games, play them, and then sell them.
Yeah.
Because we like money.
Well, we'll just re-download some of those indies we've got.
Oh yeah, we have a huge indie library because PlayStation Plus.
Okay, there's only 2 people left. We must be getting really boring.
Alright, catch you guys again some other time with a different game and a different topic or something similar.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Wave bye, Megan.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I don't know.